All right, go look at the previous breakdowns of the earlier rounds to get a good idea of the flow of the fight and what was happening to build up to this fourth round. Also, while you're at it, click that like button, click the notification bell. Let's get into it. Okay, interestingly, in the last round, I was talking about how Cory started fast. He was trying to get Jan off of him because he knew Jan was going to up the pressure. This time, he's just trying to get out of the way of Jan. So since Jan is like a freight train, you see in positions normally last time where Cory was hand fighting and trying to build up offense, Jan is like, nope, there's no hand fights. He's just blasting him. He's not letting Cory do any of the stuff he was trying to do last time. And Cory was having a lot of success earlier building off of stuff, but Jan is destroying that stuff. And here's an example of Cory having some success in this round, because he didn't have too much, but he had a couple moments with elbows and stuff like that. But one of Cory's key tools versus a pressure fighter or a hunter is they're gonna follow him when he starts moving laterally. A lateral movement trap, basically while they're trying to get set and follow him, he catches them in stride because they're in following mode and he's in offensive mode, so he's able to connect right there and get it underneath the shot. Then right here, he's gonna try and do a similar lateral movement trap, but this time with a flying knee. But contrary to the previous times in this fight with flying knees, he doesn't really set it up. He doesn't wait for Jan's guard to be in a certain place. He doesn't really wait for Jan to come forward, which is to me kind of a sign of the desperation that was setting in when somebody's putting on that relentless pressure. But let's look at this flying knee real quick. Jan is following him, but Jan isn't just rushing in. Jan is patiently following him. So when Jan is trying to cut him off, Cory just tries to jump into this knee, but Jan saw that coming from a mile away. Unlike previous times where that landed. Look at Cory trying to throw a punch. You think he's Spider-Man, he's up in the air throwing a punch. But I think that just desperate flying knee is kind of a sign that he's starting to slow down. He feels his body kind of, succumbing to the pressure. And I also think it's because he's trying to get Jan off of him. He's trying to throw anything to damage Jan and make Jan slow down. Again, an example of a hand fight leading directly to offense from Jan. That's something he was struggling with. In the hand fights, normally Cory was winning those exchanges. Well, there was a hand fight previously right here where they were, going back and forth. Then Jan, get off me. Yanked his hand back, and then he flicks a jab. Notice what Cory's doing. Cory's doing what he's been doing for most of this fight. When Jan initiates offense, Cory leans out of the way and then gets out of the way with his feet. So head movement into feet, and you see him starting to move, but Jan's already moving with him and he steps into that cross. So Jan was having a lot of success as the fight progressed with stepping into his shots, finding the range and the timing to catch Cory on the escapes. So as the fight continued, Jan got a better understanding of the range and the timing, so he was calculating the exact distance while stepping forward. And then Cory was getting more tired. So as he was reacting and as he was moving back, he wasn't moving back fast enough. So these types of shots are landing harder and they're landing more often. Another example. Boom. One of my favorite things, probably my favorite thing about looking at a fight is seeing how all the pieces come together. In previous rounds, we saw Jan looking for answers to all of Cory's tactics, and he couldn't find them sometimes because Cory is just that good. When Cory would blitz in, catch him off guard, Jan would try and defend himself, and he would try and look for like openings with catching counters, but Cory would get out of there a lot of times. So Jan had to slowly build up the time and then adapt to find those counters. And although the shots don't always land, he started developing answers. So Cory's gonna try and catch him off guard. He's moving and he boom, all of a sudden enters in, throws a body shot. But look at Jan, just waiting, flicks out a jab, boom, finds his range, finds the shot, counters the entry. So he's slowly discovering answers to the problems he faced in those earlier rounds. So now when Cory looks to enter and initiate, Jan is waiting and he's patient. Again, another example of him properly using a tool to shut down a piece of Cory's offense. So Jan gets caught with a jab and he's looking to enter and answer back. If you touch Jan, he gets real aggressive. So he's throwing shots, none of them really landing. But since Cory's using lateral movement, he's not just moving straight back, he's moving horizontally. Jan uses a strike that cuts that off. So Cory's moving that direction, body kick. And look what happens immediately after. No more lateral movement. And that opens up opportunity for Jan to do this. Step into a combo. So now kicks from earlier in the fight that were just there to do damage, they're now serving a purpose. They're now stopping Cory from initiating his game plan. Again, another example of a step through combo. The jab partially lands, but it's the step through. It's a full 3-piece combo, because look, this cross kind of lands on the chest, then he steps through, boom, left hook. So he's following him the whole way. He's getting down the distance on those steps. But the more important part isn't just that, it's boom, moments like that. Those type of small things I pay attention to, and definitely the opponent pays attention to, where it's like body language. When you fall up against the cage and you're like, uh-oh, you can tell they're tired. And then Cory does do a spinning back fist after, but it's throughout the round, you can see him start to melt under the pressure. And immediately after, although Cory does look tired, he's still dangerous. So he's waiting, he sees a shot, gets underneath it, perfect spinning back fist counter. But tools aren't just offensive. Yeah, he was with the body kicks and the step through shots and the catch and counters, but also defense. We noted in the earlier rounds when Jan was in these exchanges, his defense was getting better and better. Meaning he had the right expectations. He wasn't just throwing shots, he was expecting shots to come and reacting accordingly. So everything is building up, all the experience from the previous rounds, he's building, he's getting better as the fight went on. That's what I wanted to point out about this, and that's what I love about watching fights. And that's all, Fight Scientist. But I do have something coming later tonight. Look out for that in a few hours. That is all. Immortality Serum out.